This week on Beacon Web News, we have the return of BWN and Espanol with Karen Canella as she speaks with public safety at the College Republican and SGA-sponsored barbecue. Notable alum are awarded at the annual Alumni Weekend. BWN's Karina Matera attends the Mentors in Violence Prevention. And we pay tribute to the late Professor Paul Duquette. That's all coming up on Beacon Web News. Hello, Trailblazers, and welcome back to the second episode of Beacon Web News. I'm Claire Harrison. Fall may have officially started last Friday, but this past week has felt like summer. College Republicans and the Student Government Association hosted a barbecue with public safety on Thursday, September 21st. BWN's Karen Canella has the full story. Karen?
Thanks, Sam. I'm here in MCLA's quad with the College Republicans who are hosting their very first barbecue. Let's check it out. On September 21st, the MCLA College Republicans chapter and the Student Government Association held a barbecue in the quad with public safety. The event was a chance for MCLA students to become more familiar with campus police and public safety and an effort to build bridges and better relationships. Joe Bellas, vice chair of the Republicans Club, sheds some light on what they do on campus.
Our club's about talking mostly about political issues from mostly a conservative standpoint. But we do welcome all sorts of people from different political viewpoints.
Bellas says the club welcomes different political viewpoints in their meetings.
We're all about each other coming and having a healthy civil discourse to try and understand each other better.
And Wright, chair of the College Republicans Club, spoke about a recent post that advertised the club on the MCLA Class of 2021 Facebook page.
I mean, I would just like people to, I guess those that are concerned about our club and whatnot, I would hope that they just come to our meeting and hear us out. And maybe some people might not be comfortable coming to the meeting, so I guess I would hope that, or I give people the opportunity to just send me an email over Office 360 or Facebook message me or whatever. And
Wright confirms that the group is not in support of the current political administration.
I'd like to say first that we're not affiliated with the Trump administration at all.
Nolan Hickey, a member of the club, reiterated how open the College Republican chapter is to different ideas.
We are open to all ideas, and we openly encourage everyone that oppose our ideas or have different views of themselves to come and just talk about it.
Officer Laura Lefebvre, who works with campus safety, shared that public safety welcomes students to have an open dialogue with the officers about their background.
You can understand where it is you come from, what your experiences are. If I can meet you halfway, if you are at all interested in knowing where we're coming from, what our backgrounds are and what our personalities are, I think that forges that in-between space between us where we can at least find some common ground.
Lefebvre reiterated that public safety is open to having open and honest conversations with students.
We all don't have to agree. We understand that. And that's part of a liberal arts education is seeing many different viewpoints and incorporating many different viewpoints.
Abigail Damo, a sophomore on campus, talked about what she felt the biggest success of the event was.
The food.
She'll continue, admitting that she recognizes that public safety has been making more of an effort to engage with students.
I actually had a bunch of events going on this past week. They've been involved in 2 barbecues, so this being one, and then the other one was their own. It was a barbecue with RPS last week on Friday, but I definitely feel like they're getting more involved with the community.
As you can see, the event was a success. Many people came together to socialize and have some fun with public safety and College Republicans. For Beacon Web News, I'm Karen Canella. Gracias, Sam. Estoy aquí en el cual compartiendo con los College Republicans y Public Safety para ver qué es lo que ellos están haciendo. Joey Bella, el vice del club, nos dijo los que ellos hacen.
Our club's about talking mostly about political issues from mostly a conservative standpoint. We're all about each other coming and having a healthy civil discourse to try and understand each other better.
Caitlin Wright nos dice que ella no está de acuerdo con la administración política que está pasando en el país.
I'd like to say first that we're not affiliated with the Trump administration at all.
Nolan Hickey nos dijo que él quiere que todo el mundo se entienda.
We are open to all ideas, and we openly encourage everyone that oppose our ideas or have different views of themselves to come and just talk about it.
Bellas nos dijo cuál es el evento grande que ellos van a tener este año.
Currently, we only really have one big event we have planned right now. It's going to be co-sponsored with Political Science Club. and it's going to be having somebody from Gun Owners of America come and sort of speak about gun ownership, gun rights.
Laura Lafrabre dijo que ella quiere ir a todos los eventos a cual a ella las invitan.
We want to participate in whatever we're invited to.
Como pueden ver, todo el mundo compartió en el evento y todo fue bien. Para Beacon Web News, soy Karen Canela.
Thanks, Karen. MCLA will host their annual Fall Day of Service Saturday the 30th in Venable Gym from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Volunteers will help with everything from community gardens to working on a local Habitat for Humanity build. If you are interested in helping or if you need help on a community service project, please email Christopher Hatman at mcla.edu with your name and contact information. A proposed program to bring refugees from Syria and Iraq into Pittsfield has been scrapped by the U.S. State Department. The Jewish Family Service of Western Massachusetts, which would have worked to help refugees settle in the area, made the announcement in an email on the 19th. Ultimately, President Trump's decision to reduce the number of refugees to 50,000 halted the resettlement program in Pittsfield. The Jewish Family Service plans again to propose Pittsfield as a site of resettlement as soon as possible, according to President and CEO Maxine Stein. Every Thursday night from 8 to 8:45 p.m., Debate Club takes over Bowman 217 in order to promote healthy political discourse. If you're interested in honing your debating skills or just wish to sit in on the arguments, you can reach out to Club President Andrew Balgeron via Office 365. This past weekend, MCLA graduates came from all over to celebrate the annual Alumni Weekend. BWN's Samantha Niskern was able to check it out and see where the alums are now.
Saturday, September 23rd, MCLA opened their doors to the annual Alumni Weekend. The weekend was a chance for alumni from many different classes to revisit campus, connect with old friends and faculty, and catch up with the other alumni and their accomplishments. Distinguished Alumni Awards were given to a select few graduates for a variety of reasons. Jamal Ahmad, who graduated in 2011, was given the Young Alumni Award. The award is presented to an individual who, within 10 years of graduating from MCLA, has shown significant growth in their career or profession, has received recognition as an emerging leader, or has served as an outstanding role model for current and future MCLA students. The founder of his own media business, Ahmad Multimedia, Ahmad graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Creative Writing and Arts Management. In 2014, he returned to MCLA as the Alumni Coordinator, and a year later re-enrolled as a student to pursue a Master's in Education. Ahmad recently joined the staff of Bart Charter School, serving as an 8th grade English teacher, hip-hop instructor, and student support monitor. Wayne Soares, from the class of '89, received the 2017 Alumni Humanitarian Award for his extensive record of community service and humanitarian work. Soares spent over a decade working for ESPN Radio and was a broadcaster for the New York Mets minor league baseball team. The head of his own production company, Just Productions, Soares has starred in several full-length movies as well as having produced a short documentary of his own. Soares has been around the world, from United States military bases overseas in Afghanistan and Iraq to its largest medical center in Germany. Soares additionally begins his second season as a spokesman for Red Sox Hall of Famer Jason Varitek's national anti-bullying campaign, Be Kind Always. Susan Bell, who graduated in 1997 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in History, received the Outstanding Educator Award in recognition of her dedicated service to students' education. Bell is a former high school principal for Windsor Locks Public Schools with a Doctorate of Education in Educational Leadership, and she was appointed superintendent in 2014. Because of her collaborative work with her faculty in the Board of Education, Windsor Locks is now in its 4th year of shifting to a mastery-based, personalized learning system. Russell Pierce, from the class of 1960, received the Outstanding Educator Emeritus Award, which is given to recognize and honor an individual whose life work is dedicated to education and whose teaching impacted their students, school, and community. In 1971, Pierce received a Middle Eastern Studies grant at Hebrew University in Israel, and in 1972, he was the recipient of a University of Vermont Donner Foundation grant for the study of the Atlantic provinces of Ontario and Quebec. In 1974, Pierce was awarded a Fulbright Travel Studies scholarship to Pakistan and Afghanistan. After a 35-year career of teaching, he retired in 1995. Daniel Trombley, who graduated in 1990 with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, received the Outstanding Service to the College Award, which is given to an individual who has demonstrated service to the Alumni Association or the college. A certified public accountant for more than 20 years, Trombley is the Chief Financial Officer for LGI Holdings, and since 2014 has been the owner of Alton and Westall Real Estate in Williamstown. Trombley has served on the MCLA Foundation Board for Directors since 2009, as a treasurer from 2012 to 2015, and now as the current chair of the board. The final alumni to receive an award was Ellen Kennedy, who graduated in 1983 with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Kennedy was awarded with the Distinguished Alumni Award, which is given to an individual with a history of achievement in leadership service to state, regional, or national organizations that does not fall under the purview of their profession. Kennedy was unanimously elected as the interim president of Berkshire Community College in January of 2012 and became the school's official 7th president later that July. Since assuming the presidential role, Kennedy has overseen the planning for a $23 million bond from the Commonwealth to renovate its main academic buildings and spearheaded a partnership with Taconic High School in Pittsfield. The Alumni Weekend proved once again that the education that MCLA students receive stays with them for a lifetime, and that it can set them up for success in any field.
Thanks, Sam. Samir Gupta will be performing at Mass MoCA on September 30th. Gupta will be fusing Indian classical music with contemporary American jazz to tribute his cross-cultural roots. The performance will begin with North Adams resident Todd Reynolds at 8 p.m. Tickets are $10 for students and $12 for general admission. Are you interested in movies or just enjoy watching them with friends? Join the Identity and Gender Equality Center and Queer Student Union's viewing of The Way He Looks. The Way He Looks is a Brazilian film about a teenage boy who is grown up blind and is looking for independence. You can watch it on September 29th at 7 p.m. in Sullivan Lounge. Or on Friday, the 29th at 6:15 p.m., you can join the Global Film Series viewing of I Am Not Your Negro in Murdoch 218. Writer James Baldwin tells the story of race in modern America with his unfinished novel, Remember This House. And now, as many students and faculty know, longtime MCLA professor Paul Duquette passed away earlier this year on May 27th at Springside Rehabilitation and Skilled Care Center. Paul was born in Pittsfield on October 3, 1942, to Donald and Marguerite Duquette. He graduated from Pittsfield High School in 1960, and from there went on to earn a degree from Wentworth Institute of Technology and a master's degree from UMass Amherst. Paul was passionate about education and dedicated his life to teaching. From 1967 to 1982, he worked at Lenox Memorial High School, and then proceeded to become a professor of math and computer sciences at MCLA until 2015. Paul Duquette was a man of many talents and passions. He was an avid music lover, playing everything from the trumpet and fiddle to the flute. Paul was also an outdoorsman who loved hiking, biking, and fly fishing. Many upperclassmen, faculty, and staff have expressed grief at his loss. He was beloved by his students and all those he surrounded himself with, and he will be missed dearly. If you're interested in working with dance company but not dancing, our dance company and arts management club are both looking to stage a crew for upcoming shows in late October. They're looking for a stage manager, lighting assistant, sound technicians, makeup artists, box office managers, MCs, or anyone who's willing to help in general. Please contact Taylor Doyle on Office 365 if you're interested. Now we'll go to Victoria Weichel for your 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Claire. Before we get to the 7-day forecast, we go to our high school intern, Skylar Chase, has a scoop on what students feel about the recent heat wave.
Thanks, Victoria. The weather on campus this past week has been great. Temperatures reaching 85 degrees and almost 90. I was able to catch up with some students to ask them what they thought about the warm weather.
I love the warm weather. I'm not from around here, so I'm from Ethiopia, and I love the warm weather. That's what I have to say about it.
It's pretty hot. It's a lot better than last week. Last week was pretty ugly, but humid at the same time. This week gives people a reason to go outside, get the last taste of what's left of summer. and get ready for the fall.
Thanks, Skyla. I hope you enjoyed the warm weather while it lasted. It looks like fall is finally on its way. Starting tomorrow, it will drop down to 66 as the high and will be partially cloudy. Friday will also be partially cloudy with 61 as the high. Saturday will be 60. The next few days will be sunny, starting with Sunday as a high of 65 and a low of 42. Monday will be 68 and a low of 46. Tuesday will be 71. Wednesday will be rain with a high of 74 and a low of 56. That's this week's weather. Back to you, Claire.
Thanks, Victoria. Fall certainly has felt more like summer so far. Today, September 27th, MCLA will be hosting Fresh Check Day in the Quad from 12 to 3. The event is the signature program of the Jordan Porco Foundation in order to create an atmosphere where students are encouraged to participate in a healthy dialogue about mental health. The event aims to increase awareness of mental health services to students, reduce stigma and misconceptions about mental health and suicide, and empower students to seek out help if they need it. The rain location for Fresh Check Day will be in Venable Gym. Free food and prizes will be provided. Thursday, the 28th, Gallery 51 on Main Street will exhibit the Yellow Bowl Project, a solo exhibition from artist Setsuko Winchester. Thursday's exhibition marks the first show of the entire series of photographs created for the project, which documents site-based installations of 120 yellow tea bowls to represent the forced removal of 120,000 Japanese Americans to internment camps in the American West during World War II. Last night, the 26th, MCLA held the Mentors in Violence Prevention event in order to raise awareness for sexual assault and domestic violence. BWN's Karina Matera attended and was able to talk to some of the people who were there.
Hi, I'm Karina Matera from Beacon Web News here outside of Sutherland Lounge for the Mentors in Violence Prevention event, otherwise known as the Student Athlete MVP event. This event was taking place on campus to raise awareness to student athletes about sexual violence and what to do if they're presented with being a bystander in real-life scenarios. The students were able to talk in a safe and friendly environment with each other, guided by volleyball coach Amanda Beckwith and women's basketball coach Lauren Stock. Coach Stock briefly discusses what she hopes the athletes take away from the night.
I guess the main thing I hope they take away from it is that their voice matters. Whether they, are upset and say something, whether they are a bystander, or they teach their roommate about what they learned about tonight, or again, their fellow teammates. I think that this topic is huge. It's something that we struggle with on campus. So I think, again, getting more information out there, getting more people aware of, you are responsible for the people that you hang out with, and to always have their back, I think is important. And we are going to run this event again in the spring so more people can come to it. Ideally, I would love if we could reach all of the student athletes. Again, I think that this is a topic of conversation. I think it's something that they deal with almost every single weekend. But I think I'm looking for the people that were present in this room to be ambassadors and, again, spread the bystander effect and understand how important it is to have each other's back.
Students were presented with scenarios they might possibly face and how to react to them. Mainly men's violence against women was discussed, although both sides were acknowledged. The students were able to talk amongst a safe and friendly environment and work together to figure out solutions. This event was to help provoke leadership within teams and assist each other in potentially harmful situations. A couple of student athletes talk about how they felt they were influenced by the program.
I feel like this helped me because as a bystander, I'm more aware of what's happening with things that happen every weekend, so I'll be able to intervene more.
I definitely feel like this event influenced me because as a student athlete, I feel like since I'm a part of such a group of girls, a great group of girls in this community, I feel like I have more of an outlook on things and people will listen to me more since I come from a team. So having more girls with me will give me power, and I think knowing more about it now, I can stand up more.
As you can tell, this event certainly made an impact on these athletes and will be back around next spring. I'm Karina Matera from Beacon Web News. Back to you.
Thanks, Karina. That's it for this episode of Beacon Web News. To stay updated with the latest BWN news, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.